Good day. Today we're having a look at, well, a very old guitar. The nut on the top here, part of it's broken and one of the strings is broken off as well, so I'm going to have a go at replacing that. I've got replacement part here, and I've also got the bridge as well, but bridge I don't think needs replacing. It seems to be pretty reasonable. So first thing I'll have to do is take the strings off and see whether this has been glued in or whether I can just simply tap it out, which, well, if it's been done properly I should be able to just tap it out. And let's get on with it. As you can see, it's quite a lengthy process of undoing them all, so I'll do this off camera and come back when I've got all the strings taken off. Now I've got the strings off. The nut is glued on reasonably tight. I've got a block of wood. I'm going to put the block of wood against there and give it a bit of a tap, and hopefully I can knock it off. I'm not particularly worried what happens to the guitar or not, but let's see if we can do it. Got part of it off, and I think I'm going to have to give it a couple of good belts, maybe get a different position, because I don't think the wife would like it if I do it on the table and wreck a table. Okay, I'm a little bit more secure now, so I'll give it another go and see if we can give it a good tap. And there you go. And yep, there's the rest of the nut come off nicely. Now I just got to clean this little area up in here and a bit of wood glue, reposition everything, and I reckon we're good to go. Yeah, I've decided what I might do is take this label out, give that a bit of a clean up in there before I glue the new nut back in. So as you can see now, I've taken out the sticker that was there. I've cleaned up the area where the nut goes. It fits in there quite nicely. So what we've got to do next is I'm using a little bit of wood glue. I'll put probably just a couple of drops in there, because you don't need a lot to hold this in place. And we'll clamp it up, and I just happen to have a clamp sitting here, so let's get on with it and hopefully not make too much mess. So here we go with the glue. I just put a couple of little drops if I can get it up there. Just don't need much, maybe one over there and one there. So just a little bit to hold the nut in place, and I might just spread it around a little bit better with my finger. And that's about all we need. It's just enough to hold it in place. I'll get my clamp set up in a second. It's a bit hard with the camera, so I'll go off camera and come back on again when I've got it clamped up. And there we are, I've got the clamp in place. Now I'll just leave that for a day or two and come back and restring it. And once I've restrung the guitar, we'll tune it and see what it sounds like. One day has gone past now, so 24 hours. It's time to take the clamp off and see what we've got. Yep, so the nut is sitting in position. Now it's time to restring it. I've got some nylon strings which will have a bit of a go and see how this thing performs in a few minutes. Now for the fun part. Take out the bridge, we don't need that at the moment. Poke through, and basically we just loop it up over itself, twist it around a couple of times, and pop back in through, and make certain that we pull him down tight. And that's basically all you've got to do to get the string in. Once you've threaded the string through, hold it back and push it back through the hole, and that'll give you a little bit of extra strength in there, so that when you put tension on the string it's not going to pull out on you. So just a simple little thing to do. And again, I'll just wind this up a bit and then come back after I've done it, because it's going to take me a while. All you've got to do to make certain you've got these correctly fitting up here, you make certain that the 6th string goes to the adjuster here, the 5th goes to the middle one here, the 4th goes to the end, the 3rd goes to that one, this is your 2nd, and there is your 1st. So they're just all together, and as I said, the sound at the moment is not very good because they've not been tuned. Now with the excess string, you just simply cut it off. I use just a pair of nail clippers. Don't have to be terribly fussy down here, give yourself a little bit of length on them if you don't want it pulling out. And the wire ones, same sort of thing, give yourself a bit of room. And the last one. And that'll do nicely there. And at the moment we are not exactly in tune, in fact we're way off. I think you'll hear it when I just do a very quick strum. Now that's terrible. Now all I've done obviously is just string it at the moment. I haven't tuned it, and I thought I'd pop the other guitar beside it so you can understand why I wasn't that fussed whether this one worked or not. But it's gone together okay, it's tuned up nicely, and plays okay. So yeah, the grandkids will have a bit of fun with it, and thanks for watching.